this turning. Why? Why such emphasis on turning? Because Shiva says, as breath turns from down to up, and again as breath curves from up to down, through both these turns realize. Very simple. But he says, realize the turn, and you will realize the self. Why turn? If you know driving, you know gears. Each time you change a gear, you have to pass through the neutral gear, which is not a gear at all. From first gear you move to second, or from second to third. Always you have to move through the neutral gear. That neutral gear is the turning point. In that turning point, the first gear becomes the second becomes the third. When your breath goes in and turns out, it is in a neutral gear. Otherwise it cannot turn out. It passes the neutral territory. In that neutral territory you are neither a body nor a soul, neither physical nor mental. Because physical is a gear of your being, mental is another gear of your being. You go on moving from gear to gear. But you must have a neutral gear where neither you are a body nor a mind. In that neutral gear you simply are. Existence, pure, simple. Unembodied. With no mind. That's why the emphasis on turn. Man is a machine, and a big, very complicated machine. You have many gears in your body, many gears in the mind. You are not aware of your great mechanism, but you are a great machine. And it is good that you are not aware, otherwise you will go mad. It is such a great machine. Scientists say that if we have to create a factory just parallel to human body, it will require 4 square miles of land. And the noise will be such that 100 square mile land will be disturbed by it. It is a great mechanical device, the greatest. You have millions and millions of cells. Each cell is an alive soul. You are a big city. 7 crore. That is 70 million cells. That is 70 million citizens in you. And the whole city is running very silently, smoothly. Every moment the mechanism is working. It is very complicated. These techniques will be related at many points with your mechanism of the body and your mechanism of the mind. But always the emphasis will be on those points where suddenly you are not part of the mechanism. Remember this. Suddenly you are not part of the mechanism. There are moments when you change gears. For example, in the night, when you drop into sleep, you change gears. Because for the day, for waking consciousness, you need a different mechanism. A different part of the mind functions. Then you drop into sleep, that part becomes non-functioning. Another part of the mind begins to function. And there is a gap, interval, a turning, a gear is changed. In the morning when you are again getting up, the gear is changed. You are silently sitting. Suddenly someone says something and you get angry. Gear. You are moving into different gear. That's why everything changes. If you get angry, your breathing will change suddenly. Your breathing will become irritated, chaotic. A trembling will get into your breathing. You will feel suffocated. Your whole body will like to do something, shatter something. Only then the suffocation can disappear. Your breathing will change. Your blood will take a different rhythm, a different movement. Different chemicals will have to be released in the body. The whole gland system will have to change. You have become a different man when you are angry. A car is standing. You start it. Don't put it in any gear. Let it be in the neutral. It will go on purring, vibrating, trembling. But it cannot move. It will get hot. That's why when you are angry and you cannot do something, you will get hot. The mechanism is working to run and do something, and you are not doing, you will get hot. You are a mechanism, of course, not only the mechanism, you are more. But the more has to be found. When you get in a gear, everything changes inside. When you change the gears, there is a turning. Shiva says, as breath turns down to up, and again as breath curves from up to down, through both these turns realize. Be aware at the turn, but it is a very short, very minute observation will be needed. And we are just without any observing capacity. We cannot observe anything. If I say to you, observe the flower, this flower I give to you, observe it. You cannot observe it. For a single moment you will see it, and then you will begin to think something else. It may be about the flower, but it will not be the flower. You may think about the flower, how beautiful it is, you have moved. Now the flower is no more in your observation. Your field has changed. You may say it is red, it is blue, white, you have moved. Observation means remaining with no verb, with no word, with no verbalization, with no bubbling inside, just remaining with. If you can remain with a flower for 3 minutes, completely, with no movement of the mind, the thing will happen. The beneficence. You will realize. But we are not at all observers. We are not aware. We are not alert. We cannot pay attention to anything. We just go on jumping. This is part of our heritage, monkey heritage. Our mind is just the growth of the monkey mind. So the monkey moves on, goes on jumping from here and there. The monkey cannot sit. That's why Buddha insisted so much on just sitting without any movement. Because then the monkey mind is not allowed to go on its way. In Japan, they have a particular type of meditation they call zazen. The word zazen in Japanese only means just sitting, doing nothing. But no movement is to be allowed. One is just sitting like a statue, dead, not moving at all. But there is no need to sit like a statue for years together. If you can observe your breath turns without any movement of the mind, you will enter. You will enter into yourself or into the beyond within. Why these turnings are so important? They are important because on turnings, the breath leaves you to move in a different direction. It was with you when it was coming in. It will be again with you when it will be going out. But on the turning point, it is not with you and you are not with it. In that moment, breath is different from you and you are different from it. If breathing is life, then you are dead. If breathing is your body, then you are no body. If breathing is your mind, then you are no mind in that moment. I wonder whether you have observed it or not. If you stop your breath, mind stops suddenly. If you stop just now your breath, mind stops suddenly. Mind cannot function. A sudden stoppage into breath and mind stops. Why? Because they are disjoined. Only a moving breath is joined with the mind, with the body. A non-moving breath disjoined. Then you are in the neutral gear. The car is running. The power is running. The car is making noise, is ready to go forward. But it is not in the gear. So the body of the car and the mechanism of the car are not joined. The car is divided into two. It is ready to move, but the moving mechanism is not joined with it. The same happens when breath takes a turn. You are not joined with it. In that moment you can become easily aware of who you are. What is this being? What is this to be? Who is inside this house of the body? Who is the master? Or am I just the house? Or is there some master also? Or am I just the mechanism? Or something else also penetrates this mechanism? In that turning gap, Shiva says, realize. He says, just be aware of the turning and you become a realized soul. The third technique are whenever in-breath and out-breath fuse. At this instant, touch the energyless, energy-filled center. Or whenever in-breath and out-breath fuse. At this instant, touch the energyless, energy-filled center. We are divided into the center and the periphery. Our body is the periphery. We know the body, we know the periphery, we know the circumference, but we don't know the center, where it is. When out breath fuses with in breath, when they become one, when you cannot say whether it is out breath or in breath, when it is difficult to demark and define whether the breath is going out or coming in, when the breath has penetrated in and it starts moving out, there is a movement of fusion. It is neither going out nor moving in. Breath is static. When it is moving out, it is dynamic. When it is coming in, it is dynamic. When it is neither, it is silent, non-moving. You are near to the center. The fusion point of in and outgoing breath is your center. Look at it in this way. When the breath goes in, where it goes? It goes to your center. It touches your center. When it goes out, from where it goes out, it moves from your center. Your center has to be touched. That's why Taoist mystics, Zen mystics, they say that head is not your center. Navel is your center. Breath goes to the navel, then moves out. It goes to the center. As I said, it is a bridge between you and your body. You know the body, but you don't know where is your center. But the breath is constantly going to the center and moving out. But we are not taking enough breath. So ordinarily it is not going to the center really. Now at least, it is not going to the center. That's why everyone feels decentralized. Everyone feels off-center. In the whole modern world, those who can think at all, they feel they are missing their center. Look at a child sleeping. Observe his breath. The breath goes in, the belly comes up. The chest remains unaffected. That's why children have no chests, only bellies. Very dynamic bellies. The breath goes in and the belly comes up, and the breath goes out and the belly goes down. The belly moves. Children are in their centers, at their centers. That's why they are so happy, so bliss-filled, so energy-filled, never tired, overflowing, and always in the present moment. No past, no future. A child can be angry. When he is angry, he is totally angry. He becomes the anger. Then his anger is also a beautiful thing. When one is totally angry, anger has a beauty of its own, because totality has always beauty.